Hi everyone. Today we are going to see that how we can use pre-trained models provided to us by Hugging Face. So that's how I am structuring my notes to learn about LLMs. So why we are using Hugging Face here? So because Hugging Face provides us end-to-end deep learning and natural processing pipelines. So end-to-end pipelines involves following stages. So it's data set download, process it, untrained model initialization, then training these models, sharing, using, hosting these trained models, and it also provides us pre-trained models which we can use in our programs. And Hugging Face gives us power to do this all in a single space. So then we're going to discuss what are transformers. So transformers is basically a library which is also provided to us by Hugging Face and which gives us access to different kind of pre-trained models that we can use in our program. And transformers did these things by using a pipeline which provides us access to or which help us to choose the models or pre-trained things uh, in our program. Then after that, how we can use pre-trained models here. So I quickly jump on to the first step. So what we need to install here. So here we need to install firstly we need to initialize a virtual environment that need to activate it using these commands. So you can see here that I have already installed a virtual environment. We can see here VNV and you can also see that I have already activated it. Then we need to install transformers, which I have already installed here. Then we need to install PyTorch, which if I try to install it, it will give me that uh, requirement already satisfied because I have already installed this too. Oh, so torch pip install torch. You can see that requirement already satisfied. Then if we hit type code and dot, it's going to open our program in VS Code. And then we can create a main.py file and write our code here and on this file and get the desired output. I'm not going to discuss code here because I would highly recommend you to use Google Colab. If you are not using Google Colab for doing all this task and learning things, you will face so many issues and it's going to cost you like a bunch of your system space or disk because it's going to install every model which you are using in your program, which we're going to see in a minute, like how all these things work. So I will quickly jump onto the Google Colab here. So I'm going to clear this first and to guide you that how you can start using this. And yeah, so if you want to use everything in Google Colab, you can start by creating a notebook in Google Colab and then you just need to install pip install transformers and going to hit run it by using Shift plus Enter. So I have already installed it, but it's trying to install. You can see requirement already satisfied. So you can follow the same command and the transformers will be installed in your system. You don't need to install like PyTorch or any other package for managing this. So because Google Colab notebook is already equipped with PyTorch kind of thing, so you don't need to install it manually by yourself. So first step is installing libraries. If you are using your local system, you need to run all these commands. And if you are using a Google Colab, then you just need to run this pip install transformer and add an explanation mark in front of it. That's how it works. Then second is step is identifying and a task and choose a model. So what it means? So you need to identify what you want to do with your pre-trained model and then choose an ideal model for it. Like I will jump to this page which I hyperlinked here. So it will take me here. I think here, yes. So this is the page for searching all the models for you to accomplish a specific task. Like you want to use this one, which you are familiar of text to speech, and then there are like around 3000 model which is provided to you that can accomplish this task for you, like converting text to speech, and you can select the one which you want to use like this, and you can read about this, and it will also provide you like how to use it. These are the requirements, and then you can quick start and copy this code and use it in your system or your program. Okay, let me come back to my notes. So step three will be load and use pre-trained models. So I am going to copy this and going to discuss this code with you. And firstly, I am pasting it here. So there are basically basic steps if you are loading and using pre-trained models. So firstly, you need to import pipeline from transformers, then need to initialize a variable which will contain the values of the pipeline which is provided to us by transformer. The values or the like output provided to us by processing something by a pre-trained model using a pipeline, and then need we can like directly print it also, but what I am doing here, I am using a variable name result and then storing the result or output returned by is, and then I'm printing it. So firstly I'm going to remove this model from here and see if it if this pipeline able to accomplish this task like sentiment analysis. So I'm going to run it with shift plus enter. So we can see it's running. So no module was supplied, default this one. And so if you have not installed anything here, so it will install that model for you. It has not done the same thing for me because I have already installed this in my Google Colab. So for to like show you how this installation works, I am going to use a different example here. So let's choose this one, translation. Okay, I am copying this from here and using this to show you the working. So here you can see that I have not provided any kind of model. So it will choose a default model like it did in the previous example, like no model was supplied. You can see we have not provided any model which we want to use to accomplish this task. So no model was supplied, defaulted to. So we are using this model by default because every task which we can perform by using these pre-trained models is like if we don't provide model, so every kind of task have a default model to do that task. Like for just sentiment analysis, if you don't provide any model, it will be this in every case. So similarly, what I am doing here, now I am translating English to French because I cannot write French here, so we can translate it to English. So once we got French here, then we will try to again translate it to English. So currently what I am doing here, I am importing pipeline from transformers, then declaring a variable as translator, then assigning us our task to pipeline, and then result, we are declaring a variable result and which will like give us the result and then printing that result in this format, and currently running the shift plus enter. And you can see that it is installing the model which we are supposed to use by default here. So you can see it's around 892 MB using space. or downloading this much. And if you are using this in your system, so it will cost you that much space for every time you run any new model. So that's why I highly recommend you to use Google Colab. And then this is the translation of I love programming. So I'm not able to use it or read it, sorry. So let's see if we able to translate it again to English. So I have not done it before. So let me see with you if this model is able to do that. So now we're going to change FR to EN and then going to run it again. Maybe it will, this time it will use another model by default. So I am running it again. So there is some issue. So maybe this pipeline is uh, designed to translate English to another languages. So let's see what is the issue. Raise value. The task does not support and the default models. Yeah, exactly. It's not able to find a specific model to accomplish this task. So that's why we are not able to do that. So I'm going to change this back. And if I run it again, it will not like download any model. You will see a clear output. So by this, we can see that if we try to run the same task again, so it will not download your model again because it is already there. So if you want to use any like model provided by Hugging Face in your program, so steps is uh, pretty easy. You just need to uh, import pipeline from transformers and then need to declare a variable and then assign some tasks to the pipeline in it, and then can declare another variable as name result, and then you can call that variable which is assigned with the pipeline again and provide some input and then print the result provided to us by that pipeline. So let's try to use this now, question and answering. Let's this is the like most perfect example we can use while using this Hugging Face models like question and answering. So what we are doing here, we are again importing pipeline from transformers, then declaring a variable question and answer. Then pipeline is question answering. This is the input. So what this pipeline will do, it will do language processing, natural language processing, and able to understand what we trying to do here. Then I am creating another variable as a result. So you can take this as three steps. So first step is to import pipeline, then using the pipeline, and then assigning that result, which is result returned by the pipeline. So like this, and result this answer. Then I'm running this now. Okay, it's installing everything. And so let me run this again to get a clear output. So what is the capital of France? There is Paris. So it's able to return us some result. Like context we all already provided. So maybe that's why it's able to return this result. But we will uh, like get a hands on this using these models and get more perfect going with time. So here I am like to show that how we can use different models in our program by searching it here according to the task which we need to accomplish. And thank you so much that I am able to learn now and also prepare this notes for myself and I can share it with everyone if it helps. So just let me know. Thank you so much.